it's Salvaje here with a quick message before we get into today's episode of the Wild Report. As most of you know, last week came with some unfortunate announcements, with CCL canceling LAN and Heroes of the Storm officially going into maintenance mode. All of us here at WildHeart want you to know that while we were heartbroken with the release of these announcements, we have no intention of slowing down. We will continue to work on growing and developing the community within WildHeart, and our passion has never been limited to one game. Heroes of the Storm will continue to remain as an integral piece of our current community, and we still have plans to participate and cater to the competitive level of play that still lives in the scene. We are always welcoming new faces to the wild side, so be sure to join the Discord to see what's new with WildHeart. From MOBAs to tabletop games to touching some grass, we have something for everyone, and we can't wait to welcome you with open arms. Lastly, please stay tuned to the end of the episode for a big announcement. We can't wait to get your reactions. And with that, we move on to the Wild Report. Enjoy. Good afternoon, everyone. It's your girl, Salvaje, and I'm here with Jasleen to bring you this week's Wild Report, a weekly show where we recap all of the hottest Heroes of the Storm news, tea, and everything in between. How you doing today, Jazzy?
I'm doing great, Sal. Week 7, the final week of regular CCL season wrapped up, and my goodness, it was intense. There were some very unexpected outcomes with teams we had expected to be favored, losing series, and really throwing our predictions on final standings out the window. Maybe we cast or cursed them in our last episode, but let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Let's kick things off talking about one of those major upsets with the first match of Saturday, WildHeart versus Storm Esports. WildHeart was favored to win this series going into the weekend. We just saw Storm lose 3-0 to Simplicity, a team that had yet to take a single series this season. It looked like Storm was in a rut. However, Tank Lauber was not able to play the series due to a wedding event, and Unaverted stepped up. The series was back and forth, and Storm looked completely different. So different that they brought WildHeart to Game 5 and took the series in a 3-2. This was a huge blow to WildHeart and had most people believing, the players included, that WildHeart would likely miss out on avoiding the gauntlet with this upset. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights.
This isn't necessarily a fight WildHeart needs to force right now. Just wait a few seconds. Yeah, Sunder's down. Can stall for their 16s, that'd be huge. But they're going in. There's a light bomb. Sanctification. Beautiful play there from Brandon. We're going to see the bunker dropped as well. Haven, though, going for the back channel. Hits the cocoon onto Hogger, and he will secure the objective. Wow. Well played, Haven. What a cheeky play.
Cancel Grayman.
Yeah, Sands.
Grayman's nothing.
Where are we?
He's up.
Where?
Yeah, two. They're in our backline.
As we leave the comms, we actually see a trade in kills from these teams, but it will be WildHeart Esports coming out on top. Uther's still providing healing. He just now goes down. Maka is split. Nasmus gets the drag. There's a reset from Mason Blaze.
They're here for the defense. Meanwhile, there is a boss pushing top lane for WildHeart, and that keep is going to fall. It's going to go down. Oh, nice pick, though. Hogger getting picked off. They get their second keep down. WildHeart looking to try and end this out now. There's the cocoon onto Vala. Leap of Faith to pull Haven into safety. Core taking damage now. Boss is here to back up. With 2 keeps down, only 1 stack of armor left. The Sanctification is going to go out. Bunker dropped on Blaze as well. Core falling, and WildHeart will take game number 1.
Wow. What?
Mason is getting caught here trying to get out there, but if he can create space for the rest of the team to show up on a core, that'll work fine. Zergling's going to jet propulsion in. Oh my goodness. This is absolutely insane. They're on the core, Goon. They're going to do it. WildHeart is going to take game number 3. My goodness, that was the most stressful game I've ever casted.
I want to break my keyboard on this desk right now.
I think that was the most stressful series of HOTS I'd ever casted or watched. But let's move on. The second series of the weekend, we had Oxygen versus Simplicity. Although Simplicity was showing a lot of life last weekend versus Storm, they were no match for the beast that Oxygen became this weekend to secure their spot for the LAN. Oxygen walked away with a 3-0 for the series, securing top 3 finish after WildHeart's loss. Whether they finished second or third would all come down to Sunday's match between Diamond Hands and Chili Mountain.
And speaking of Sunday's matches, the day kicked off with 30K versus Granite Gaming. 30K had already secured their spot at the LAN with the first place finish after the standings the previous weekend, so this series was a low stress one. Nonetheless, 30K still wanted to end the season without dropping a single series, and they did just that, and with some style too. Bringing some unexpected drafts out in Game 3, they ran a double tank, double support comp with Mei, Stitches, Ariel, Lily, as well as Vala for their damage. Although it turned out it was actually Madara's Lily that would be top damage on 30K by the end of the match. Game 3 was the closest of the series, but ultimately 30K closed it out with a quick 3-0.
And that brings us to the final game of the season, Diamond Hands versus Chili Mountain, and I still cannot believe how this series played out. Chili Mountain was looking like a top contender going into the finals this weekend. Diamond Hands had been, having some up and downs. Maybe Chili Mountain cracked under the pressure, or perhaps Diamond Hands have settled into their rosters adjustments, because this series was not what most viewers were expecting, but is what most WildHeart fans were praying for. After 3 very long games, 2 of which went over 30 minutes, Diamond Hands did what seemingly looked impossible heading into this weekend. They 3-0'd Chili Mountain, sending Chili Mountain to the dumps in the standings, securing themselves 4th place, and allowing WildHeart to take the 3rd place and avoid the gauntlet. Not gonna lie, I was screaming at my TV by the end of their Sky Temple match to close the series out. It was such an intense game with so much on the line.
And we definitely saw the reaction from WildHeart all over Twitter. All of us were just screaming thank you to Diamond Hands. They really pulled out clutch for us and allowing WildHeart to be locked in for the CCL LAN. Now, let's take a look at the final standings of the regular season. 30K, as we knew, took 1st place, followed by Oxygen in 2nd place. WildHeart takes 3rd, thanks to Diamond Hands' win over Chili Mountain. And these 3 teams will not have to play the gauntlet and have automatically qualified for the LAN. In 4th place, we have Diamond Hands. Now, let's move on to our final Meet the Team segment. If you've been keeping up with our episodes, you know there's only one player left to interview. Haben, WildHeart's tank player. For this week's interview, Jasleen is joined by Haben and Tempest, who help translate. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Hello and welcome to the Meet the Team segment. This week we are sitting down with WildHeart's tank player, Haben, and to help us translate, we brought Tempest along as well. Haben, how are you doing?
Good.
Hello,
Yeah.
We like to kick this off by asking our players how you got into HOTS.
So I started playing because I was a fan of Blizzard games. I played StarCraft since I was young, and since there's a new Blizzard game, I decided I wanted to try it. The hot cinematic looked really cool, and then that got me even more wanting to try it, and then once I tried it, it was really fun, so I've stuck to it ever since.
Now, you used to play on a team called Supernova back in the HGC days. A lot of our viewers may not know anything about the Korean HGC teams. Can you talk a little bit about your time on that team and who Supernova was?
So admittedly, I wasn't the best player on Supernova. I mean, we were an up-and-coming team, and I was an up-and-coming player at the time, and the main thing I wanted to do was try my best and grow along with the rest of the team.
Okay. Wikipedia has you listed as leaving the team in November of 2018. Were you still planning on playing in HGC before the announcement came out of the cancellation?
So I left the team planning to take a break for at least a season. I hadn't been happy with performance, and I've been stressed out because of it, and we hadn't performed as well as we would like. So I was planning to take a break for a season, kind of relax, refocus, and then what came afterwards we'd have to see.
So you're talking about how you were going to take a break and reset and everything. Was there games that you were looking at outside of HOTS while you were taking this break, things you wanted to pursue?
So I tried a lot of the other popular games, but in the end, Heroes still had my interest the most, and it was the most fun to play, so I kept on playing Heroes.
Okay. We're now into Season 4 of CCL, and to a lot of North American and European players who don't follow the Korean scene, you came out of nowhere. When did you learn of CCL, and what made you decide to sign up as a free agent?
So I learned about CCL through seeing it on Twitch, and with very few competitions in Korea for Heroes of the Storm, I was kind of curious for CCL to kind of scratch a competitive itch and decided to try CCL to play more HOTS. Obviously, there were obstacles with me playing from Korea in CCL, but the team has done a great job of making that as easy and comfortable as possible.
And how are you enjoying it? Is it been exciting for you? What's your experience been like so far?
You can hear it in his voice. It's super fun.
So obviously there's a bit of a language barrier between you and some of the teammates you played with. What challenges has this presented and how have you worked to overcome them?
So Zergling, along with teammates, Zergling especially has been typing a lot in Discord to help communicate with me, and then based off of what Zergling types and some translation sites, that's been able to help me kind of communicate with the team more in terms of like bigger ideas. And then in terms of comms within Smash, they've done their best to make their English very easy to listen to, so that I can clearly know like what they're thinking and can also communicate myself.
Great, that's awesome to hear how you guys are trying to figure out these language barriers together. So I've noticed that you stream very regularly at the moment. Is that currently your full-time job?
So at first it started as like a hobby, but I guess now I'd say currently is my job being a streamer.
One last question here to wrap things up. This one's not on the list, sorry Tempest. What's the poster that you have behind you?
So this was from a tournament that was run in Korea by Africa TV, which is basically like the Korean Twitch in Korea, and I got second place, so that showcases like the winnings I earned from being second place.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, that's gonna wrap up the interview here. Thank you so much for coming and sitting down with me today, Haben, and thank you so much, Tempest, for translating between here so that we could get this into our videos. We really wanted to learn more about Haben and hear what he has to say, so it's great that you're able to help us out.
Yeah, of course, happy to help.
Thank you.
That brings us towards the end of our episode, but we want to remind you that WildHeart is currently running our Touch Some Grass campaign. If you post a picture of yourself on Twitter with the hashtag WHTouchSomeGrass, you'll be entered to win a WildHeart t-shirt. One post equals one entry, so be sure to get outside and show us your wild side all summer long.
And don't forget to RSVP for our pregame party at the LAN on August 4th at the Fair on 4 in Mall of America. Hey, another salvaje interruption, my bad. But I did want to let everyone know that with the cancellation of the CCL LAN means the cancellation of the WildHeart pregame party. We were very excited for it, but unfortunately it's not able to happen. And want to make sure you guys are all aware of it. Of course, we'll have more things being planned for the future, and we hope we can see you there and you guys can continue to support us. Stay tuned for more information on IRL stuff. We'll see what we got planned. Thanks. Continue to the Wild Report. Bye. And with that, we will see you in the next Wild Report Gauntlet Edition. We'll see you there. Hey guys, it's Salvaje again with the big announcement. So we have officially released our WildHeart merch store. That's right. From t-shirts to notebooks, you name it, we got it. And you can go ahead and buy it right on our website at www.wildheartesports.com or go to our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/wildheart_esports. And you can click on the link below to go straight to our Streamlabs store. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.